So later that day at the Cowsino yesterday, I was by the pool, and certainly I saw that cow sort of waddle up. That cow that got the stimulus last week from Nancy had really expensive ice cream in his hand. Sirloin, the chief negotiator, and sat down next to me. I said, "Oh, you're the cow that got that I saw earlier." Yeah, 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 yeah. I thought you were going to go to the buffet. No, I just went to graze in the front lawn. I said, "How was it?" AstroTurf. So we're trying to work on rent aid under the second stimulus package. Rent aid and eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. The cow said, do you understand what that is? He said, no, no, I just roam. I just do roam. You go out to the pasture. No, no, Italy. How cow humor. Yeah. Have you heard that? Have you heard cow humor? Yeah, I've heard cow humor. It's not very funny. Uh, well, I'm always with the herd. So, how did you get that stimulus check when we have not gotten stimulus checks? Well, when you have a cow, and when cows think alike, and you got $12 ice cream at stake, everything's possible. And there's also that other thing. I'm like, what's that other thing? Uh, Freezing on the brain. Too much ice cream. It makes the brain sort of freeze up. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Afternoons at LA, and this is a rent. If you've not realized, uh, you know, it's just sort of look like a lot of other stuff going on here, but this is Rent every afternoon on Afternoons at LA. So it starts 3:30 with the check, then Hazard Pay, then FBUC, and then finally Rent. I'll be covering additional developments about eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance. But the big breaking news this afternoon is another grant program went live. Wow. Finally, another grant program for rent is going live. More about that in a second. If you've not gone to the Front Channel or gone out in front and, grazed in the front lawn, it might be the time to do so. Go to the Front Channel, subscribe, and then drop your comments below, and they might be featured in tomorrow's recording. And then also like this video, because, who has such utter nonsense to get you your stimulus package? Let's get to the incredible breaking news minutes ago. The details today is that one place is getting a new grant program, and it's for rent. Congratulations. Ironically, it's a place where I used to get viewers emailing me or DMing me just a few days ago saying, I need rent money right now, LLA. Do you know anything in my area? Well, now there is. Nevada. Yes, Nevada's Legislative Interim Finance Committee on Friday approved grants for under COVID-19 valued at $28.75 million. Of that, the largest grants is $20 million for rental assistance. State Treasurer and Zach Conning and Michael Brown, the governor's office in Nevada, said that $8.5 million is also identified for small business, but the remainder of the money is absolutely categorically needed. 11.5 could be used to support residential rent, and that 37.5 for other things. This is incredible, great news. This is amid what I have been telling you for about 2 weeks. And this is what should make you so excited as we start the new day, or the new afternoon. A new Democratic coalition, new everything's new here, except Nancy Pelosi's bill. That states are spending that $150 billion that was allocated under CARES Act 1 now, because it's use it or lose it. They have only a certain number of days to spend this money, and suddenly now they're realizing we have to spend it or we're going to lose it. And so they're spending it on rent money. What I've been telling you for weeks, and I'm going to tell you again right now, is go on Google News after this video if you need rent, mortgage assistance, food, stimulus checks, hazard pay, any of those things, and Google your city plus that, your county plus that. And what you'll find is something like this. This is what I did. I basically went on Google News and I typed in rent plus grant, and this story came right up. It's a story 22 hours ago. So it was, there it was. And this is exactly what's happening. 2 days ago, no grant program in Nevada. Today, now there's a grant program in Nevada, and it's a lot of money. That's what's happening, is that these grant programs are literally coming live everywhere. And so someone who was a very nice viewer sent me a private message the other day and said, I'm on disability. I know I don't qualify for FPUC and all that other stuff and hazard pay. What other things can I get besides stimulus check? I said, how about rent? How about rent? How about food? How about utilities? You may get all those things. And so these grant programs are coming live in just strange places. I had a wonderful viewer, here's some success stories. As a wonderful viewer in the last 3 days who said that she watched my video, understood what had to be done, went and started looking, and finally found a grant program within a few minutes that was only for rent for senior citizens in her county, and that she was qualified for it, and so were 3 of her girlfriends. So she got their applications in, all 4 of them, called them on the phone because it was a rush deal, it was going to close in a few hours, got them all in by the nick of time. I had another one where about a week before that, where a person said they had watched my recording and said, I saw what you said to do. I went and I found a rent program and I applied right away and I got it, and I have an interview coming up. I don't know what happened since then. I've had other viewers who really took it upon their own accord, and I always use Kevin Lee as that great example. Kevin Lee is a viewer who understood this situation before I was even reporting it, and that's what the power of this channel is, where I give you general information sometimes and you take it to another level. And he took it to another level. He understood that there was other money out there, but didn't know where it was. And he saw something on the local news one time in Houston, saw about a rental grant program, saw it and applied because he wasn't getting other money that was still pending. This is earlier in the pandemic, applied and got the rental grant program. And that money has helped his family. It helped his family pay rent. And this is what the spirit of this channel is, helping other people. And these things are just coming live. I always use the Waco, Texas example. That's in the last approximate week where they announced a rental grant program. It's very, very recent. This is to find out how to pay for it, says one person with the Nevada News. We have to pay businesses here to come because the infrastructure doesn't exist. Trillions of dollars would come back to Nevada if Nevada would take a more coordinated approach. It's necessary and timely and long overdue. 18 members of the IFC supported the plan. The committee approved $1.2 million in CARES Act funding to develop a Nevada labor certification plan and workforce skills matching program. That is $500,000. It tells us who is hiring, what they're looking for. They approved $4.6 million for tourism and more for this and this and this. So it's all really great news. So as we start the new afternoon, what we need to understand is that this is one place to get money, and the money's right there, and go get it. But you got to look for it. And it may not be there today, but it may be there tomorrow. Next, we have what's happening on Monday. The push of this channel to push for the Problem Solvers bill, which has 3 prongs in it that are absolutely what you want. First, there's grant money. Second, there's eviction moratorium. Third, there's mortgage forbearance. On Monday, you'll also see Nancy Pelosi introduce a bill, which will probably cover much the same thing, perhaps a little bit more robustly. But we have to reject her bill because the totality of the bill is bad. The totality of the bill is not going to pass. It's too rich. It's $2.4 trillion. It's a number that everyone has rejected. It's going to include stuff that no one really wants. And so because of that, that's not a bill that you want to get behind. Rather, the Problem Solvers bill does what you need. First prong, rent aid. So it'll give you rent aid between now and December 31st. This is incredibly great news. This is rent aid that you absolutely categorically need, that no Republican has given you to date, and it would go for people who are really desperately in need of rent. It would not be for all people. You would have to reach an eligibility criterion, and if you did, this could come to you right away. Next, eviction moratorium. So this would be protection for rental eviction moratorium and home mortgage, eviction. This is desperately needed because despite what's in the links to the description of this video for the CDC order, the CDC order for eviction moratorium is not particularly robust. It requires you to do certain things, and it may eliminate some people from the equation. This one from the Problem Solvers is a little bit more robust. Finally, mortgage forbearance. If you have a mortgage, you're probably making mortgage. Well, you don't currently have relief because the only relief from the president is for purposes of what you call federally backed mortgages. All right, let me answer some of your 393 questions from yesterday. They start with Lycra. Lycra 70. Vice President Pence just said we need to retire Nancy Pelosi. I love that. Abu Nidi Nazim. Why just they don't say we don't want to help Americans? Because they're just, yeah, great question. Linda, she's just laying the stimulus on purpose. They need to kick her out. Michael Murphy, they've had so much money left over from the first stimulus package because now they're supposed to give us one check. No one paid attention to that. We're all paying attention to that. That's a big issue. Becky, we don't care about anything she says. Amen. Annette, this whole thing is ridiculous. Joanne, she just wants President Trump's economy to fail. Big Bush, why doesn't Trump step in and help with the stimulus? Why is he dragging this on so long? I don't know. We have to apply that pressure, that second pressure point, to really say, send out the executive orders. What are you doing? What are you doing? As I said earlier today, stimulus or see ya. Checks or check out. It's as simple as that. Checks or check out. You don't send out stimulus checks, you check out, Mr. President. I mean, what are you doing? You haven't done anything then. Lori Kambal, LA, Trump really needs to do executive order. A few of them. We need this months ago. Thank you for all your info. Amen. Alan Sanchez, Nancy's crazy with bitterness. She's taking everyone down with her. Very well said. Jim L., if they don't get stimulus, I'm voting out every incumbent. You better. Duane Albright needs to take her own money and send it to the states. Patrick, Elliot, how in the world does Nancy sleep at night knowing she doesn't give a care about people? Aaron Haskins, I keep having these fantasies of dressing up this one lady in a seal outfit and throwing her overboard on the coast of the islands with the great Welsh sharks. Helen Capone, yeah, they write a lot of bills, but they never bring them to a vote. Amen. Malaya, good evening, everyone in LA. Stay positive. The Purple Power rules. The House of the Doom imaginary bill already rejected. I love that. Sheila Portman, the president needs to step in. Amen, Sheila. Lisa, the President Trump, we need you to enact an order now. Both parties are ready. We need a lifeline. Michael Murphy, the majority of the people in the United States are only going to receive one check. Why can't they do continuous checks or retroactive back to May? Amen, Michael. Chris Boy, I thought they were going to ignore the little old biddy and go overhead. What happened? They still are. It's just I'm telling you what she's doing, and we're not going to ignore it. I'm preparing to. I'm getting ahead of the story and saying we need to make it out very clear. Don't support what she's doing before you even see it, because we already know what's going to be in it. I don't want her to get the optics of the situation. I want her to get the good publicity of it because it's a bad bill. Bad bills don't deserve good publicity. Rishi Reed, plain and simple, get Nancy out of November. Norm French, as the world turns to the days of our lives, hold on to the talks. Boy, what a day it has been. There's going to be more on Evenings LA, trust me. Starting with the check and then Purple Power. A lot of major developments are still brewing this afternoon. If you've not done it, go to the front of this channel and subscribe. We're here to help. We're an incredible community of people with common minds and common focus to get the stimulus in our hands. Also, like this video because it's the best video you're going to have today about rent. Meantime, go on Twitter. Go on Twitter and support the problem solvers, support the Blue Dogs, retweet your support for the New Democrat Coalition. Say, do the problem solvers bill. Do the problem solvers bill. Get it voted, passed, and done. Reject her bill. Reject her bill. Make it very clear as you apply pressure to the other side that you're going to reject congressional leaders who support that crappy bill that's coming from a out-of-touch person on Monday. Reject it before we even see it. Finally, apply the pressure in the middle. The president needs to send out the executive order. What are we doing, Mr. President? Send out your executive order. I don't know what you're waiting for. A camel to walk in and deliver it on a slice of toast. Let's just do it. Come on already. As always, stay informed, stay motivated, stay smiling. See you on Evenings LA, and stay up LA.